LTV Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors. MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com.
From inside the gym at Leominster High School, we say a very good evening, everyone. An early evening it is on a big night here inside the gym at Leominster High School tonight. The twice annual basketball rivalry doubleheader is back. And it's back tonight in a big way. A busy night, a busy agenda, and a lot of basketball coming your way over the next 5 hours. Stick and stay close. We start off game one. It's Leominster hosting Fitchburg in girls basketball. The Blue Devils come in with a 3-4 overall record. Leominster most recently on a 3-game losing streak, losing to Shepherd Hill 42-39 last week, and then again to Neshoba 35-31 at the end of last week, just about a week ago. And then this past Tuesday, a loss to the beast of North Central Mass, and that is Wachusett, a 58-38 loss in that one. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, the Red Raiders come in starting the year with an opening 56-32 win at a Quality North program, and since Coach Paul DiGeronimo's squad has taken it on the chin. 5 straight losses coming into this one. Last 3 losses on the road. The most recent this past Tuesday at Algonquin by a 55-18 score. So 2 teams certainly that would like to change their fortunes tonight. First draft of the power ratings in this division. Leominster has qualified for the playoffs in that first draft of, if they began today, the postseason with a 17th rank in the power ratings. Meanwhile, Fitchburg finds themselves just outside of the top 32 necessary to qualify. But remember, 500 or better records can put you in at the end of the year as well. We welcome you to our courtside broadcast position alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, Todd Robbins for RFM, and great to have you along with us tonight and in delay with our partners at Leominster TV. Whether you're joining us live tonight via YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch, we've got a full night of basketball ahead. Girls basketball, Leominster and Fitchburg leads things off. Then this stream will end. Then we will begin a new stream for the rest of the evening, which will begin with the New England Basketball Hall of Fame ceremony, which will be here inside the gym between games of the doubleheader. 19 North Central Mass inductees will get their induction medals tonight here inside the gym. We'll have that action for you on the second stream, which will then be followed up by boys basketball action. Leominster and Fitchburg boys come your way after at around a 7 o'clock posted tip-off. I expect that one to start a little bit after 7. So this first girls stream will end. Then we'll start a new stream for the second game. Hall of Fame induction, boys basketball action after that. Full night, that's the itinerary. But let's talk about this matchup. And Bill Thomas, we'll start with you. 2 teams, again, probably not happy with where they are. Leominster's happy with the way they started, but of late, not happy with the direction they have been going. Meanwhile, for Coach Paul DiGeronimo's bunch, opening night, things looked really great. Since then, they've played some really quality teams, and they've been on the short end of it. And the question for both teams really becomes offense. Can they produce enough points to win the game?
Yeah, you're spot on, Todd. Both teams have been struggling offensively. It's hard to say how well the defense is when you can't score on your own end, so you're constantly fighting rebounds, trying to get back in transition. They get the ball in the hoop. Either team can find a way to get the ball in the hoop. I think they can take control of the game early. It's just a matter of who's going to get off to a fast start.
Kate, coaching and playing, you've been on both sides of this story. You've been on the side of a really successful team that tries to keep it rolling. You've also been on the side of things where, things aren't going the way you were hoping, and you're trying to fix things. You have the risk at this point, whether you are a coach or a player, of almost trying to do too much to compensate for the difficulties. And I've got to imagine if you're Coach Paul DiGeronimo's bunch, that's the tough part. It's figuring out when you're 1-6, where do we make adjustments and where do we sort of move things one step at a time?
Well, you can't clean the entire kitchen sink all in one foul swoop, but especially if you are on a bit of a skid with regard to the early part of your season. Essentially, you have to look at each game as, number one, a learning experience, a teaching experience, an opportunity to work on fundamentals and growth. That's, at the end of the day, that's going to be the name of the game for the Fitchburg Red Raiders team. It's about fundamentals and growth and establishing something so that the program can continue to grow into the future. For Leominster's side of the ball, they're in kind of a precarious situation. They're at a bit of a precipice. If they continue to slide in that loss column, it's going to make things very difficult as they go through the end of January and into early February. We've said it time and time again because we've been watching this Leominster girls team for the last several weeks. Their defense has been shut down. They've been doing a nice job even against, most of the upper crust teams in the area, sans, of course, Wachusett, because nobody's stopping that train on the tracks wherever its destination is. But for the most part, they've done a nice job of limiting the number of points that their opponents have been scoring. The problem? Leominster's offense has been ice cold all year long for the most part for the games that we've been at. So it's about balancing those two things. And right now, Coach Rusty Frederick's team is in a precarious situation because they need to turn things around and they need to start getting production not just on the defensive side, but on the offensive side as well.
We'll get to our players to watch as we near tip-off. National anthem followed by, or player introductions followed by the national anthem, followed by tip-off. That's what we got. Game one of a doubleheader. The rivalry on the hardwood. It's Leominster and Fitchburg, and it's girls basketball tipping off right after these introductions. You're listening and watching high school basketball right here on RFM. And with that, we're ready for basketball here inside the gym at Leominster High School tonight. Game one of two. Girls basketball takes center stage in the rivalry to start things off as Fitchburg travels to Leominster here inside the gym tonight. It's great to have you along with us. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you, and our partners at Leominster TV in delay. Bradley Bedard bringing you the pictures from high above courtside tonight. Bello and Sanchez at midcourt. The tap and we are underway. This is Keenan. Finds Caldwell as Leominster goes left to right here in the first quarter. Leominster wearing the home white tops, white bottoms trimmed in royal blue and black. The running devil over the varsity L on either side of the shorts and the royal blue numerals front and back framed by blue devils on the front of the jersey. Red Raiders wearing the brick red road tops over the new look dark gray bottoms, all trimmed in white, white numerals front and back, and Fitchburg arched on the front of the jersey. 5 to shoot, Keenan's three, hard in and out, got her own rebound, and will get a fresh 35. Leominster gets another opportunity on this trip down the floor, Kate.
And that's one of the things that they've been looking for, multiple opportunities. Offensive boards have been at a premium all season long. Get another one right there for Bello.
Pompey gets the open look for three, and she delivers. And Leominster immediately goes to full court pressure.
And that's what you're looking for if you are Leominster. Get on the board, make sure that you're getting multiple opportunities with those rebounds, and essentially you control the pace and you control the possession.
One shot possession doesn't fly. Caldwell right back down the floor, pops another three. Good for the Blue Devils, and just a minute 15 into this one, Leominster's out to the 6-0 lead. Bello with the pressure, makes the steal, but it rolls out of play. Red Raiders will keep the basketball, still left inbound on the full court.
Nice job there. First two trips down the court. First one went in easy. Let's throw another one up. But the offensive rebounding on that first possession was very key.
Sanchez checked that. Santiago gets caught shuffling the feet in the backcourt, and it's a turnover. Ball will go back to Leominster.
Full court pressure becoming a problem early on here for the Fitchburg girls. Young squads, both squads dominated by juniors and sophomores. Not a senior on the court right now.
I was going to say, for Leominster, you've got 3 sophomores, 2 juniors. For Fitchburg, a freshman, 4 juniors, and a sophomore in their starting lineup. A one-shot possession doesn't fly for the Blue Devils. And back down floor, here come the Red Raiders. This is Calderon. Cues up Sanchez. Got the front rim. Battle for the rebound. Tap out of play. And the last touch by Calderon. It will go back to Leominster. Leominster, of course, doesn't have the benefit here. Although maybe on paper they are the better team, they don't have the benefit of being able to coast through this basketball game. Think about Wachusett in the game this past Tuesday night. On paper, as Keenan lights it up with another three, and Leominster out to the 9-0 opening run. Just 2 minutes gone by in the opening quarter. Wachusett certainly on paper felt like they were the better team coming into the game, but you have to play it all the way out as Leominster shorts that one after another steal, a held ball, and the alternate possession stays with Fitchburg.
Well, perimeter shooting right now for the Lady Blue Devils is going quite well. 3 different players contributing on that stat sheet with a 3 apiece.
And right now this full court pressure is thrown the Red Raiders into disarray. That tap rolled off the foot of Calderon and out of play, and the ball will go back to Leominster.
Now, I'm guessing Coach Frederick saw enough of that against Wachusett the other night and decided to deploy some of that strategy himself.
Cross-court skip, it's Caldwell, sets Bello up in the post, draws the foul. It'll be the first of the game.
That one's going to go against Aquendo, her first, team first for the Red Raiders.
Bello swings back top of the key. It's Kelly. Kelly to Pompey. Now Keenan cues up a 3, front rim no. Tapped rebound by Bello, finds Kelly. Caldwell step back 3 doesn't go. Pompey charges the rebound, and the battle won by Kitchen, the freshman. Back down floor, Calderon, wild shot, misses. Sanchez, follow-up, also miss. To the floor they go, it's Aquendo. She possessed the ball and she rolled over. That will be a traveling violation, the ball back to Leominster. Expecting a capacity crowd as this gym will continue to fill up throughout the night. Under the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter, and Leominster 3 threes. Out to the 9-0 early lead as Forsberg gets in the game. Pops off a 3 of her own, comes up short, and Kitchen's got another rebound.
Blue Devils got to be careful there, getting 3 crazy. Last 2 trips down, ill-advised, quick shots.
Red Raiders a little unsure of that pass, and now a timeout spent on the floor. 4:42 to play here in the first quarter, 9-0. Leominster out to the opening lead. Kate, this has been what Leominster has hoped for. Get shots to go down, back to back to back. They've got that, but then all of a sudden, now you're at the halfway mark, and you're now 2 minutes-ish removed from 3 straight threes.
So not only that, but you can see, and Billy mentioned it, in the first few offensive possessions for the Blue Devils, they stuck to the game plan. You have those perimeter shots, but you're following your shot, you're getting the rebound, you're cleaning it up, you're having multiple shot possessions. It may take 1, 2, 3 shots to get the job done, but you're getting it done on every single trip down the floor. The problem is that things right now are so chaotic going up against this Fitchburg offense. Things are kind of just falling apart, and when that happens, then your fundamentals fall apart, you forget the game plan, and then it just becomes like amoeba basketball. It becomes a scramble. So I think it's a well-timed timeout by Coach Frederick. Essentially just tighten this back up, do exactly what we did. This was the game plan. Please remember that. Stick to the plan.
And the amoeba basketball was the brand we were expecting to see tonight. And right now, Leominster doing a good job spreading the floor as that one gets tapped out of play by Calderon on the entry feed. And the other thing, Bill Thomas, we're not seeing, crisp passing. Leominster still, when they throw the ball into the post, as Caldwell gets an open look at 3, will not go. Forsberg's rebound comes down. Cues up Keenan, and Keenan drives the lane, finds Pompey, and the lay-in is good, and Leominster's out to an 11-0 run.
And just as you talk about the lack of passing, they come up with a nice inside move right there, Todd.
But I will say the space tonight, Leominster has seemed to utilize their space much more appropriately. When you see it done well, like we saw earlier in the season against Wachusett, when you see it done well, then all of a sudden you go, okay, I understand the concept, and they're utilizing their space much more appropriately tonight.
I can figure out how to make that work. That was an alternate possession on a held ball. Bello plays catch with Caldwell, who delivers another 3.
And I'm good with that in and out, Todd. Not get away from the strictly perimeter. You got to be in and out, and that's how you move the defense around.
Under 4 minutes here in the first quarter, and a 14-0 opening run for Leominster. Ball is tapped loose, trying to find its way to Aquendo. She runs it down at midcourt. She finds Kitchen. Kitchen dribbles to her left. Cues up Santiago. Back for Sanchez. Great look at three. Front rim, no. Caldwell the rebound.
Some beautiful looking shots from some of these Red Raiders, especially around the perimeter. A lot of times in girls basketball, you see kind of that weak motion going from 3 points, but crisp, nice job.
Bello walks with that one. The turnover back to the red and gray. And Kate, I'll pick up on your point there. I think right now what I'm seeing from Fitchburg that's causing them most of the problems is weak ball handling. They're not able to get the ball in transition up the floor, whether it's off the made basket or in transition off of a rebound. They're struggling to bring the ball across the timeline, and it's not just Leominster's pressure. They don't quite have that ball handler that they need to successfully move the ball up the floor.
And you need that general on the court, and you're also seeing why they're trying to maintain that perimeter shooting is because once they get forced into the paint, when they get any pressure on them from the defense, that's when, again, the ball handling starts to fall apart. It's one thing to dribble the basketball when you're alone and you're not pressured, but then when somebody's in your face, like you said, going across the timeline or trying to make moves in the paint, we're seeing a struggle on behalf of the Lady Red Raiders. Again, the perimeter shooting is beautiful. Nothing has fallen yet, though.
3:22 to play in the first quarter. It's 14-0 Leominster over Fitchburg. First quarter action here of 2 games on the queue. Coach Paul DiGeronimo makes full use of that teaching time in the huddle, and that's what this is. Make no mistake about it. Its basketball class is in session for the Red Raiders, and that's what it's going to take to continue to develop this team over time.
But you can see the grit that each of them has. They are scrappy out there. They are scraping and clawing for every single thing that they need. They're trying to go after. If you're Coach DiGeronimo, you can work with that. If you're scrappy, if you're going to put in this much effort and you're gonna ball the way that they are, you can teach. It might take some time. It might take a season or two. But as you said, he's a teacher. He can teach if you give him that to work with.
Absolutely. Swing, Kitchen, 3, long on the mark. Nice chase, the hustle down by Aquendo, but into the waiting hands of the Blue Devils.
And again, it doesn't go their way, but they are hustling out there.
And they're back. Their defense shifts back into position.
Yep.
Pompey struggles with that pass too hard, and Kitchen comes up with the loose ball.
Nice job, though. Blue Devils still trying to work that in and out offense. It'll pay off.
Sanchez comes back to straightaway. Working on Caldwell. Swing back to Kitchen. Kitchen dribbles the basketball as they work a little weave here at the top of the key. This is Sanchez with a little room, tried the runner, lands in the lap of Gary Fournier, photographer, and she hops back up. Held ball, the call, the arrow goes the way of the blue and white.
And she checked on Gary. That's nice.
Aquendo just all over the court here in the first quarter for the Red Raiders, defensively and offensively.
Passing the 2.5-minute mark here of the first quarter. Keenan 3, front rim, no. Rebound brought in by Santiago, and a whistle on the follow-up action. It is a hold call.
I know that signal from him.
I was going to say, that's Bill Goslin
that
working
one
the
before.
baseline.
From Boulay.
Boulet's first, team first for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, I couldn't tell whether they charged it on Leominster or Fitchburg from the initial signal. Leominster able to force Fitchburg to give up the dribble. It was Santiago caught in the backcourt here with the handoff to Kitchen, and Paul DiGeronimo spends the timeout, stopping the clock. 2:11 to play here in quarter one, 14-0. Leominster's got the opening lead, game 1 of 2. So many ways to watch if you got friends and family out there all around the region. All of these are options for you if you want to go live tonight with either game of the doubleheader. Facebook.com/Media Rivalry, YouTube.com/C/Rivalry Family Media, or just go to YouTube.com, search Rivalry Family Media, and Twitch.tv/Media Rivalry. Schedule updates and information, as well as the best amalgamation of stories from all across resources on the internet. Follow us on Twitter @Media Rivalry. You can like, follow, and subscribe today. And when we go live with content, it finds you.
Coach DiGeronimo over there. I think you're spot on, Todd and Kate. Never stop teaching, never stop coaching. You know, the score can be immaterial after a while, but on that full court press right there, all right, we saw what we got into there on the baseline. How are we going to attack that a little differently next time? We're going to have the same situation, inbounds play. I'm sure they're going to get pressed. See if they come out a little bit different configuration here, try to run the ball up the court. Can't get trapped on that back baseline. That's the worst thing you can do. I'm sure that's what he's talking about.
And you can see while Coach DiGeronimo is over there during game play, he's not getting upset about the score. He has clearly given them one or two things that he wants them to work on. And anytime you notice a moment of frustration on his behalf, it's because those one or two things aren't being followed.
And those are the things that you want to improve on this possession. And then you work on the next one. And there's a reach-in foul, and I believe, yeah, it was Forsberg who gets charged. 2:05 to play in the first, and we're working at about 6 to 10 second increments between whistles right now. Been here in the first quarter. Compare that to Tuesday night when the action seemingly just flew by in well under a 2-hour window to get that game complete.
They could use that tonight.
Indeed. But slip into the floor. Pompey tried to scramble in. She pops up. She's okay, but she came over the back of Santiago, who's got the basketball, and we'll get a chance to inbound here at foul line extended.
Not bad for a white hat.
I was going to say, not bad for a football guy.
He's got that holding signal down pat, I'll tell you that much.
Ball off the foot, rolling out of play, and that was Nakia Davis. Got a foot on that one, ends up rolling out for the Red Raiders. Turnover goes back the other way. 1:45 and counting to play here in quarter one. Lemansky, deep two, doesn't go. Tapped and got her own rebound. She'll set up Keenan in the right corner.
Leominster is content to stay on that perimeter tonight.
Indeed, which is generally concerning over the long run.
Yeah, I'd like to see him work it in and out a little bit, get Bella a little more involved. Who's ever in the center position right now.
And it's Lemansky right now who's playing a long way away from the
She
hole.
is too far away for her height.
Pompey steps between 4 Red Raiders to take a jumper that misses short, and the rebound comes down in the hands of Santiago. Action goes the other way. It's Calderon. Calderon takes the three and banks it home. And it took just shy of 7 minutes, but the Red Raiders are on the board with a big three-pointer. It's 14-3, and a traveling violation on the follow-up action. Red Raiders with a 2-for-1 opportunity here, and although it seemed like a large lead at 14-0, keep very much in mind, if you start shooting that way and Leominster goes stone cold, this game is going to pull tight and even very quickly.
Yeah, good job right there. Just, breaking the ice. What it's all about.
Kitchen deflected by Marwa into the game, and Sanchez goes into the front row hard. Coach Rusty Frederick over to check on her, and she's back in the action.
She's amazingly scrappy.
Keenan down the lane from the right block, lay in good, and final 35 seconds here of quarter one, and a whistle as the ball is tapped out of play. It'll stay with Fitchburg.
Yeah, good job seeing the Blue Devils attack the inside a little bit right there, get away from that perimeter shooting. Got to get in and out, use your height advantage under the basket.
35 6/10 left here in quarter number one. A tap on makes it all the way out to Lemansky as Leominster gets the steal in transition. Keenan's three doesn't go. Rebound, Forsberg makes the initial play, has to scramble for a loose ball. Get it to Boulay. Boulay bounce in the paint, Lemansky between 4 Red Raiders. She goes up strong, gets smothered and fouled. Lemansky's going to the line to shoot 2.
Good job looking for the cutter right there. Lemansky gets himself a couple of shots from the line.
Aquendo picks up her team second for the Red Raiders, so she's got them both.
Lemansky drops the first. 21 8/10 seconds left here in quarter number one. Leominster a 17-13 advantage. Samara Rosado will come in, the sophomore, to spell the sophomore Mia Keenan. Lemansky second, front rim, back rim, and it falls, and it's 18-3, a 15-point Leominster lead. Leominster continues with this full court pressure. And we got to look at this on the other side. We were talking about it a little bit earlier in the quarter for Leominster. This is also a learning opportunity for Coach Frederick's team, perhaps to find a defensive identity that works in a transition game to generate more offense. They were making defensive stops in their previous 3 losses, but not enough to transition the basketball and make them effective points at the rim.
Yeah, and I like this full court pressure, and we saw what Chusa can do with that full court pressure. Now can generate offense. We're seeing that here tonight in this first quarter.
Final 18.5 seconds here. Shot clock off in quarter one. Rosado, an open look at 3 from the left side, and it rattles down.
I don't think I've seen the Leominster girls shoot the 3 this well up to this point in the season.
5 threes in the first quarter.
Final 3 seconds. Calderon is caught in the corner. Sanchez gets caught with the basketball and not able to get a shot off. 21-3 Leominster through one quarter of game one of the doubleheader here tonight. Again, if you're just joining us here at the end of quarter number one, first of two games tonight, Fitchburg and Leominster on the offing. It's girls first, boys coming up, scheduled tip-off 7 o'clock. Sandwiched in between, the New England Basketball Hall of Fame is in the building. 17 Central Massachusetts representatives and its North Central Massachusetts representatives will be inducted tonight, or will receive their induction medals tonight here inside the gym. How is the night going to proceed? Obviously, you are watching the stream for Leominster and Fitchburg girls basketball, game one of the doubleheader. When this game ends, we'll wrap up quickly with Kate's final stats. We will then break. We will break the stream. You will then have to log back in by clicking on the stream for the second game tonight, which will be the stream marked for the boys game, but we'll begin with that between games affair, the New England Basketball Hall of Fame induction presentation right here inside the gym tonight. We'll lead off, and then Leominster and Fitchburg boys will follow with an approximate tip-off of 7 o'clock, pending how the night progresses. Time-wise, they did shift everything about a half hour. Usually it's a 5:30 and a 7 tip-off. They went with 5 and 7 tonight with the hopes that there will be about a 30-minute window in between. I like optimism.
Hey, if you got to put the boys in the second gym and let them warm up over there and then just show up ready to play.
Different rims. It doesn't fly that way. The inbound, it's Lemansky. Gets the post for Forsberg. The entry pass. Loose ball, tied up. Alternate possession. Belongs to the red and gray. .747 to play here in the second quarter. 21-3. Leominster's lead through one. And Kate, as we start this second quarter, and Lemansky gets billed for the foul. Other than those 5 Leominster three-pointers, what stands out in your score sheet?
I mean, right now, 2 of 2 from the line. Fouls, not really a problem across the board. They're having that lockdown defense once again, only giving up 3 points. Their offense is doing well, but they did still leave a lot of points on the table.
I think I saw Bill Gosler reach in his pocket for a flag on that last play.
As Calderon stripes the right wing and lays in and good. Second made basket from the field for the Red Raiders.
Fitchburg has some excellent natural athletes out there tonight.
Indeed they do. This is Rosado. Cross court, find Boulay. Boulay open, looks for a bounce entry, not there. To straightaway, now over to Rosado. Red Raider defense doing a good job with that 2-3, adjusting to the pass of the basketball, adjusting to that movement as Marwa was mildly bothered but missed everything on the lay-in. It was deflected off of Fitchburg and out of play. Santiago got a piece of it. Leominster keeps the basketball. And the shot clock is still running.
Because they had a reset when they weren't supposed to. I think they're trying to get it down to where it should be.
Looks like
Marwa, I think, missed the rim totally on that baseline drive, but a little quick with the button.
And it just continues to run. 14 to shoot. Swing to the near side, Rosado. Rosado down the lane, deflected ball, finds its way to Caldwell. Caldwell, 7 to shoot, step back 3, buried.
I'll tell you, 3-pointers are just dropping like rain tonight for the Blue Devils.
Third
3-point night of the season that we've seen.
Third 3-point shot for Caldwell made. She's got a team-high 9 points.
That one rolls out of play. Marwa gave chase and not able to get to it. 6:36 to play here in the second quarter. 24-5 is Leominster's advantage. Sanchez finds Calderon. Step around, got bothered from behind, and Calderon's going to the line to shoot 2.
Fouls starting to pile up for the Blue Devils. 5th one in this first half. Fitchburg will be in a shooting situation, 2 more.
The only benefit for Leominster, they've been spreading out the fouls. So nobody in trouble yet. Everybody with just 1.
Calderon's first, up on the rim, and it will not go.
Calderon, the only Red Raider with points. She had a 3-point shot made in the first quarter. She's got a basket from the field as well here in the second.
Calderon and Sanchez sporting the sneaker game. They've got the Red Raider leading on the sneaker game. We'll call that, what do they call that? A sort of a mixed sherbet look. We got a little orange, got a little raspberry going there, got a little lime in there.
Just why, Todd? Just why?
It's a good look.
No, I'm saying why do you?
I love the sneaker
No, I
game.
love the sneakers. Just why do you?
Rosado with the jab step, cross court, Marwa. Marwa cross over to the lane, taken out of her hands from behind, but into the waiting hands of Lemansky working the baseline, who then travels into a double team. She picked up the dribble and ran into a double team. The whistle goes off. It's a walk and the ball back to Fitchburg.
9 turnovers apiece for both teams, so that stat evenly matched right now. So it hasn't been clean, that's for sure.
Caldwell plays through the full court pressure, and this is Gorham, newly into the game. Takes the ball to the rim, and the lay-in is good.
Makes her presence felt right away.
Long distance heave. Nice job by Santiago. Finds a Sanchez jumper that's short of the mark. Rebound down for Marwa.
Wow.
Ahead to Rosado. Back for Gorham.
That was to center field.
And Rosado's three is long of the mark. Rebound uncontested for Santiago. And then immediately Gorham charges in, ties up Santiago. And the arrow will send the ball back the other way.
Did they change the hand signal for the tie-up? Seeing index fingers instead of thumbs.
Enthusiastic pointing to the air tends to be the thing. It's like they don't call it a jump ball anymore.
Correct.
It's a tie-up or a held ball. Cross court. Kitchen from Calderon. Loose ball to the baseline. Tried to tap it in. Kitchen lost the angle, but they say Leominster got a piece of it. So Fitchburg will keep. 5:22 to play. Second quarter, 23 to shoot on the possession. Red Raiders chasing a 26-5 Leominster advantage. This is Kitchen. Into the corner for Calderon. Back toward the top of the key. This is MJ Femacek. She provides the screen for Kitchen. And the screen was moving by Famacek. This should go back, it appears, to Leominster.
I think they're calling number 2, and I don't see a number 2 in your score sheet.
Yeah, there is. 2 is Caldwell for Leominster.
They billed for the foul right there.
So they say she bowled through the screen.
Her first, team 6th of the first half.
Held ball to the floor. Tie up. It was Gorham caught in the tie up with Oquendo.
Now I can't unsee it.
I can see that.
Can't unsee it.
And now there's whistles, inadvertent horns.
Wrong
All
way.
right, we're
I think
all
it's,
good.
Held ball. It's supposed to go Leominster's
Yeah, it's a
way.
Leominster basketball. There we go.
A little confusing there, but Table's got it.
The arrow has been a
lot of use of the arrow.
A lot of use of the
arrow's
arrow
getting
this year.
A lot of work.
And there's been a lot of comments about the arrow throughout the year. We're talking a lot about it. Loose ball to the floor.
The arrow's
Nice
got a
job.
life of its own.
This is Caldwell. 3 rattles out, and the rebound comes down for Santiago. Tries to find a pass ahead, looking for Oquendo. Couldn't make the connection. This is Rosado. Following a triple team. Got down the lane, missed the shot. Gorham is now tied up with everybody, and she says, fine, you can have it. Whistle went off. Alternate possession, Fitchburg basketball.
One thing we didn't see against Wachusett the other night was a lot of held balls. By the time there wasn't a lot of stationary stoppage with the ball
They
handlers
were playing
either. It was
keep
just
away.
all
on
over
that.
the place.
Wachusett was playing keep away.
Rosado's
That is
3
a
does
pretty-
not go, and the rebound comes down into the hands of Caldwell. Caldwell hits the pass for Gorham, and the lay-in is good.
Nice job getting out of trouble there. She trapped under the basket, worked that baseline, found an open shooter.
28-5, Leominster's advantage at the 4.5-minute mark of the second quarter.
That was Sabina Marwa on that basket, doing a nice job cleaning up the garbage in front of the basket.
Another tie up into the sideline, held ball called. And Coach Paul DiGeronimo stands at midcourt to plead his case. And down the other
He's
way.
still chirping.
He is. Fouls are 6-2.
love
6 called against Leominster to the 2 whistled against Fitchburg. He continues to plead his case. Pompey's shot held on the way up. Pompey's got 2 at the line.
Nice job. I'd like to see a little more of that. You know, they've been successful with the outside shot, but this is a good time to work on that in-out defense and, you know, try to swing the ball around, weak side, find somebody open, get the defense to collapse, then maybe go for that outside shot.
Fitchburg's got a problem, though, however. Oquendo now has 3 fouls. Fitchburg is a team with 3, and Oquendo has all of them.
She's going to take a seat here probably for the rest of the first half, unfortunately for her.
And so she will go to the bench. Will Oquendo.
Very active in this first half, under the boards on both ends of the court.
And invariably, A new Red Raider into the basketball game, who has got a number on that we don't have. The drive down the lane, it's Calderon. Lay-in will not go, and a whistle and a foul called. It will be billed to Marwa.
Who are you missing, Todd? Number
11.
11, okay.
Yep.
Pardon me, who are you?
I was going to say we could excuse ourselves, introduce ourselves accordingly, but unfortunately not listed
Fitchburg going into the bonus.
on the provided roster. It is the 7th foul called against Leominster.
Marwa's first, team 7th, Fitchburg in the bonus.
It was a shooting foul, so 2 guaranteed, but they do have shots the rest of the way. First one won't fall. And now the change out of personnel. Bello and Kelly back into the game for Leominster.
Calderon right now 0 of 3 from the line tonight. There it
Bangs
is.
that one off the glass and in. 28-6 at the halfway mark of the second quarter. Stands continue to fill up. Doubleheader of basketball here tonight. Come on down to the gym at Leominster High School. If you aren't planning on it, now's the time to make the plan as Marwa takes the loose ball jumper and hits for Leominster, bringing them to the 30 mark at 30-6. A great night of basketball ahead. Hall of Fame ceremony in between games tonight. And we're going to have it all for you here on RFM if you can't get to the gym. But there is still time if you'd like to. Finish up your dinner and come on down to the gym for what will be a packed second game of our doubleheader as well. Traveling violation is the call. Ball back to Leominster. 3.5 to play, second quarter.
So far, people are kind of staying away from me. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of happy about it.
Kate will be on and off site throughout the night. She'll be back in the studio a little later on tonight.
And when the people get here, I leave. That's my cue to leave.
The entry pass Caldwell to Pompey, and the lay-in will go.
I really can be nice, but I struggle with people sometimes.
Not can be. Are a very nice person.
Really can be.
But it gets very busy in here. Calderon stripped by Caldwell. Caldwell, triple team down floor,
Nice
and
attempt.
she runs out of play, but will get a bailout foul.
Nice effort. Ooh, a 2-2.
Get a little look at that.
I was going to say,
Wonder what you're talking about. There it is.
it's a 2-2 night in the student section.
I'm sure we'll see some Red Raiders and some Devils showing up before the night's over.
I can see upstairs. He's a man who likes to stay out of
He
view.
is.
But I can see
is.
Coach Kevin Grutchfield poking his head out upstairs in the coach's office, looking out over the gym tonight at this first game as Keenan makes the strip from behind, but it's going to be whistled a foul, and it looked like Pompey with the push, and that is a battle to come. 2 Fitchburg and Leominster teams that are having good seasons. Fitchburg could be having a better season. Coach James McCall really talking about the importance of, obviously, they're playing 10 deep. They're going deep into their bench, so 5 on the floor, 5 coming off the bench.
That means fresh legs.
They have been in every game they have played and lost multiple games, Bill Thomas, you were talking about it, by just a handful of baskets.
Yeah, it's, they're 3-5, but a matter of 5 points, a 3-point loss and a 2-point loss. They could be 5-3. Had some high-scoring contests, and I think we're going to see a very fast-paced, up-and-down game, second game here, second half of our doubleheader.
Calderon's on fire now from the line.
That second one will go, 2 of 2 on the trip, and all it takes is one make, and all of a sudden things start to fall in place. 2:54 to play, second quarter, 32-8, Leominster on top of Fitchburg. There's Caldwell, down floor, deflected ball, finds its way to Kelly. Kelly in motion now, bounce back, Caldwell. Open look at 3, long of the mark, loose ball finds its way to Keenan, who runs back to the top of the key and swing to Kelly. Cross court skip, find Caldwell, entry, finds Pompey and then back to Caldwell, and Leominster starts playing catch. Here's the jumper from Kelly, short off the front rim. It will be a reset, but a rebound for Santiago. Calderon, crossover, pass Caldwell, tip down to the feet, loose ball, and tie up is whistled. Possession Fitchburg.
Good job right there. Just get a couple of hands in, not waiting for a half a dozen bodies to jump on top.
And that is somebody who has managed a number of games in this rivalry. That's how officially, and I don't mean as in official. I mean it's how an official can control the basketball game and keep this from devolving, which is always the risk. 2:05 and counting to play in the second quarter. Up floor, this is Kelly. Kelly looks for the bounce entry. It got stripped. Loose ball to the floor. Finds Pompey. Pompey got the underside of the rim, but it was deflected out of play by the red and gray. Leominster gets the basketball. Pompey swings around Keenan, and Leominster plays catch around the outside. 17 to shoot. Swing back Kelly. Kelly to Caldwell, deflected right back at her. Caldwell takes the jumper, doesn't go, but Keenan's got the rebound. 5 to shoot. Now finds Pompey, takes the 3, missed everything again, and the ball out of play, and we'll go back to Fitchburg. And you know, this is one of those cases where you could diagnose where the problems are. The entry passes from outside to in just are not crisp enough, and they're getting swatted right back over and over and over again. There's your diagnosis if you're Coach Rusty Frederick. Take that game tape, show it to him, and go, look, you can't throw a ball through somebody. You've got to go over or around in order to find your target.
And you got to make that decision a split second quicker before the defense can react.
Bello for Keenan. Front rim and over the backboard, out of play. And it's Fitchburg basketball.
I tell you, Fitchburg's defense has definitely picked up here in the second quarter. Leominster's backed off that press a little bit, but Fitchburg's definitely playing good perimeter defense.
Kelly the pick in transition, brings it back down floor. Cross court, Forsberg, now Bello. Bello at the top of the key, long way away from where she needs to be. Kelly now sends an entry into 3 Red Raiders, and it got deflected back out.
Turnover.
Sanchez, and now the over and back as Sanchez frustrated with herself as she thought she had the trailer in Calderon. She did, but Calderon hadn't crossed the timeline. 49 and 6/10 left before halftime, 32-8. Leominster on top of Fitchburg. Coming up at the half, we will step aside. We'll come back, Kate Robbins, first half stats. Also, bring your preview of upcoming events in action here on RFM. Pompey, second time will get it to go over the front of the rim and in, 34-8.
Controlling that offensive rebounds. Leominster with a market height advantage underneath.
Loose ball to the floor, kept alive. This is Kitchen. Kitchen baseline, got pushed.
That's going to be Pompey's third if they bill her.
And they are. Pompey will spend 3 of her 5 fouls in the first half.
The whole cavalry's here tonight.
A lot of overtime being spent tonight.
The police presence has increased here
Well,
inside the gym at Leominster High
Well,
School.
hello, everyone. Welcome to the party.
And you know what's fun about this, by the way, and this just tells you, Bill Thomas, how long we've all been around calling games. One of the police officers on that detail used to be a varsity basketball player. Tana Jackala is here tonight.
I love it.
Does he have any eligibility
to the baseline. He does not, but they could use the height. Baseline ball out of play.
Is that Tanner in the right there?
It is, by the door.
Shot off,
yes.
so we know who we're talking about.
Oh, I'm sure
Say his parents will certainly appreciate it.
sure
Jumper won't go. Loose ball to the floor. And they hit a passing fan out of play. And the ball will go back the other way. 10 and 6/10 left before halftime. 34-8.
Billy Camera.
Talking to fans, trying to accommodate.
Lemansky's jumper, front rim, no, rebound, and it's tied up. 1 and 6/10 left before halftime. 34-8 is Leominster's first half advantage here inside the gym tonight. To half court, there's a whistle with 4/10 left. It's a travel against Calderon, and the ball will go back to Leominster. 4/10.
Yeah, side out down here.
I was going to say, it will be a mid-court inbound. Leominster can bring that ball.
Girls don't realize it.
Down to mid-court. Yeah, they're coming up. Here comes Forsberg coming to catch up on the inbound.
There we go.
That's enough, 4 seconds, or 4/10 of a second is enough for a catch and shoot, but that's all it was time for. And instead, it's a pass, and it's halftime. Halftime here inside the gym at Leominster High School. Game 1 of 2 tonight on a busy agenda here inside the gym tonight. It's Leominster 34 and Fitchburg 8 in Game 1 at the half. Well, Bill Thomas?
Not that bad of a first half, all things considered. Todd and Kate, you know, we expected a lot of chaos, 2 young teams, but I tell you, the way the Lady Blue Devils came out, they're hitting those threes in that first quarter, it's a great way to get off to a fast start, and they carried that through the second quarter, build up a nice halftime lead.
Halftime inside the gym tonight. Leominster 34, Fitchburg 8, game 1 of 2, and so much more to come. Whether you're enjoying this one live on YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch, stick in, stay with us. And again, remember, this is the first of 2 streams tonight. When this game ends, there will be a break in the action. A new stream will appear. You will have to click on that to come to the boys' action coming up in a little while as well, as Leominster and Fitchburg will battle on the boys' side of things. And the New England Basketball Hall of Fame will be in the house tonight, and we'll have a presentation coming up between games. That will be on the second stream coming up. For those of you joining us in delay on Leominster TV, thank you so very much for being a part of our night tonight as well. 34-8, Leominster on top of Fitchburg at the half. A break and we're back with more. This is high school basketball right here on RFM.
LTV Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors. MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com.
Back inside the gym at Leominster High School here at the half in this first of 2 doubleheader game action. Leominster and Fitchburg girls game going on right now. We are at the half in this one. We're going to go right into stats, and then Billy and I will chit-chat with you for just a few minutes. We've got all sorts of things going on tonight. So we get the Hall of Fame induction, 2 basketball games. We actually had 3 basketball games tonight, Bill Thomas. It's been a bit of a day.
Yeah, I got here early, and there was already a JV game ready to start, but the crowd was coming in then. Just a great atmosphere. I love the way these 2 cities get together for this type of event. You know, I don't know how many other schools like to play their rivalry or home and home, or if anybody else is doing it, but if they're not, they're definitely missing out on an opportunity to get 2 great rivals together. And I would wholeheartedly encourage other school administrators to look what's going on here and maybe take advantage of this and try to copy what's going on.
And you're absolutely right about that. So we are going to take just a moment to make sure that we get these stats taken care of. We're going to go split screen here for a second, and we will get these items going. So first, on the Red Raiders side of the ball, team totals for the first half: 10 rebounds, no steals, 17 turnovers. For the Lady Red Raiders, they were 3 of 6, however, from the line, so shooting 50%. But the interesting stat, Bill Thomas, Calderon, all 8 points for the Red Raiders. So right now, the Blue Devils have somebody that they can pinpoint on defense. Right now, she's been the only one that's been able to crack the basket.
Yeah, and unfortunately, if the Blue Devils are paying attention to that type of stat, they're going to swarm her every time she gets the ball. You know, Red Raiders got to find somebody else to get that offense from. She has a 3, she has a 2, she has 3 from the line, but somebody else got to step up. You know, we saw Aquendo very active on both ends of the court, but unable to put back anything on her offensive rebound side, and then she ends up getting billed for her 3rd foul. They really need some presence underneath, but they need to find somebody to get hot from the outside just to kind of help loosen things up a little bit.
On the defensive side of the ball, we've seen some phenomenal things from Beautiful Sanchez and from Naisha Aquendo. Aquendo, however, in foul trouble. She picked up 3 fouls pretty quickly. She spent the vast majority of that second quarter on the bench, kind of fuming, if it were.
Close to 5 minutes left in that second quarter when she did pick up that 3rd foul. Coach DiGeronimo didn't have much choice but to, kind of put her on the bench, talk to her a little bit, let her watch how things are unfolding at that point. But, I'm sure she'll be back out here to start the second half. They need her presence underneath. They're definitely giving up a size advantage when it comes to rebounding. Blue Devils took advantage of that. And working that inside out, that outside shot was working for the Blue Devils, but I'd like to see a little more of that inside, outside, swing the ball to the weak side, then go baseline and really take advantage of what's being presented to you tonight.
And you're absolutely right. Now let's take a look at the Blue Devils side of the ball right now. 34 points on offense, so up by 26, which is phenomenal. Right now, Caldwell and Pompey both with a team-high 9 points as a team, 16 rebounds, 4 steals, 14 turnovers. They're 2 of 4 from the line. Pompey, however, playing with 3 fouls. So if she gives up another one here quickly in the third quarter, we might not see her until the waning moments of the game.
And that could make a difference. And, I think you commented, Kate, 6 3-pointers for the Blue Devils in the first half. I know we don't keep overall stats, but I'm guessing they shot about 50% from beyond the arc.
No, they have made phenomenal work of the 3-point shot. A little surprised about how much shooting they're doing from the perimeter, given their physical advantage over Fitchburg. But, hey, it's the game plan, and right now it's working. 34-8. Right now, Leominster on top of Fitchburg, and we are underway here in second half action. Leominster getting possession right off the bat. Caldwell and Keenan going back and forth around the perimeter, and then they find Kelly on the interior. Caldwell with the 3 attempt up, rebound down for Calderon for Fitchburg, and the pace right now, right off the bat, Fitchburg kind of frenetic out there.
Yeah, and I think that's what they got to do. They got to try to get Leominster off their game, even if it gets chaotic, Kate.
No, I think you're absolutely right. Kelly brings it down court to Pompey, up, makes the bunny attempt, misses, rebound down for Bello, and the ball back to the perimeter. Kelly maintains possession, and then from deep 3, it's Keenan.
Coming right out, firing those threes to start the second half with success, just like in the first half.
Oh, you're absolutely right about that. And Calderon right back down on offense. Calderon now with all 10 of the Red Raiders points here. Again, early going, 6:53 remaining in the third quarter, and Leominster once again working that perimeter action back and forth, trying to find Pompey inside, tipped. Possession goes to Fitchburg.
Red Raiders collapsing down there on that low block. Good job right there defending that inside pass.
Calderon now being the floor general out there and trying to maintain composure as she gets the ball back. Bounce pass is over to Kitchen. Kitchen working that ball. Pompey on defense again. Pompey playing with 3 fouls here. Has to be pretty darn cautious if she wants to make it to the end here. And we got to travel on Sanchez. Ball back to Leominster. Do you think you want to invite Todd back in, Billy?
Yeah, maybe.
What are your thoughts?
When he gets settled. I know he's taking his time, everything's got to feel just right.
Please don't let me interrupt. Like, you just keep right on doing your thing.
We do have information, Todd. We know who's wearing number 11 now, and she's on the court.
That's good news. That is good news.
Somebody else said something important to me, and I can't remember what it was.
I'll tell you this much. Where I just was, it's not better.
Well, I know you were having a conversation with Bill Goslin while I was trying to maintain my composure during halftime, Kate.
That scoop shot did not go, but the foul called, and Pompey's going to the line to shoot 2. 37-10, Leominster on top, 5:50 to play here in the third quarter. Good news is, from what I can tell you, there will be MVPs sponsored by the New England Basketball Hall of Fame in both the girls' game here and the boys' game coming up. One from each side will be identified and given an award by the New England Basketball Hall of Fame. The problem is I believe the quorum of who will be making that decision are sitting here at this broadcast table. Hey, we'll be fine. I mean,
I'm all right with it.
We got an odd number. We'll be able to figure that one out. Pompey's good.
Players of the games.
And it's 39-10, Leominster's advantage.
Use our football expertise.
Absolutely. Hey, press row can make the vote. Held ball the call. Action goes the other way.
And Kate did a fabulous job in your absence, Todd, with her play-by-play.
I was totally okay if she continued on.
I didn't expect you back till the quarter.
I was going to say.
We didn't technically invite him back, Billy. We can kick him right back out.
I was going to say, trust me, I've got a mess. There's no better way to explain what is going to come next. But we're going to make it sound really good. I'll promise you that. Here's the drive. To the line, it's a Quento and a charge call. Ball going the other way.
Frustration for her on the evening.
You took the word right. She's got to be frustrated right there, picking up her 4th foul, Kate. Yes. I think she should just play through this, though. She's going to have to learn. See, Coach has somebody at the table.
See the frustration on her face. She's been out there working hard, and as you said, fouls just piling up.
Yeah, and right there, I mean, she couldn't really attack the ball handler, and that's what happens when you're trying to play cautious.
attempt from the outside for Fitchburg yet again, and that was Needham in the game, but Caldwell coming back with a bounce pass to Kelly. She tries to get it back to the outside with an errant pass over to Keenan, and Fitchburg is going to get possession.
Pretty bounce pass on the baseline there, though. Just a little too deep. Tried to make a second pass.
And right now the cadence slowing back down. Fitchburg came out fast and furious here in the third quarter, but Calderon right now trying to get the pace to settle, but an errant bounce pass back to Lemonster goes the ball.
Forsberg up floor through Caldwell and Keenan with the finish.
And a nice 3-pass sequence there to finish that fast break.
Where have we seen that before?
Yeah.
4:22 and counting to play here in the third quarter. And hey, make no mistake about it, sometimes you can learn an awful lot in a losing effort by just watching the other side and see what they're doing.
And when you see something done well, sometimes that's what it takes for you to go, oh, that's what I'm supposed to look like. Okay.
I get it now.
I get it now.
Sometimes that's easier said than
We
done.
call that
though.
modeling.
That's correct.
You know,
Modeling in the education world, that is very true.
Ask three before me, everybody.
Something that doesn't look that difficult can still take a lot of practice.
Forsberg picks up her
to
second,
get down.
team first. I'm having too much fun over here, everybody.
Calderon's
I can
free
say
throw won't
welcome
go.
back to the broadcast, Kate. You have been
Yeah, I'll be
sorely
going.
missed.
I'll be going home in a few
No,
minutes.
no, you're not. I blocked your car in.
No, I have a 5-month-old waiting to hug me.
And that one goes for Calderon. And now
Jeez.
whistles and timeout on the floor. 4:15 to play, third quarter, 43-11, Lemonster's lead.
Billy and Todd, Calderon has all 11 points.
I was thinking the same thing. Kate.
All 11 points.
Thinking the same thing.
She has been tremendous.
That is absolutely incredible, and we'll make her a nominee for tonight's MVP voting.
I think you can mark that in pen.
Because we're in charge of that, among other things.
We have more responsibility?
We have so many responsibilities beyond this
I
broadcast.
thought we had no resposibility here whatsoever.
That's usually I love that line, and I'm sure people sitting at home are going, wait, how did these three get in charge of anything? Well,
Especially something as important to name MVPs at a Hall of
I
Fame
tied
game.
my shoes by myself today.
remember, that whole thing,
I
when,
stayed at Holiday Inn Express.
when they seek a volunteer and everyone steps backward
Get
and then you're the
No,
only
no.
one that's standing forward?
That's called being voluntold.
That's correct. That's sort of what's going on at this moment in time. 4:15 to play, third quarter, 43-11. Lemonster on top of Fitchburg. Remember, game 1 of 2, doubleheader action, and the New England Basketball Hall of Fame ceremony to come sandwiched in between. It will be on stream number 2 when we fire up the game 2 stream coming up at the conclusion of this one.
Part 2. Lemonster's ready to play.
Indeed they are.
Coach DiGeronimo just not wanting to stop coaching over there, and I don't blame him. Take advantage of it every second you have.
4:13 and counting to play here in the third quarter. This is Caldwell. Caldwell beckons. Ends up swinging across as Bello doesn't flash. It ends up in the hands of Keenan. Keenan from the left corner goes all the way around the world to straightaway. Now for Caldwell. Bello,
That's
inside
what we
out,
like
they
to
go, a little
see.
triangle pass there. Forsberg, 7 to shoot, and Lemonster is doing an excellent job of bleeding the clock. Here's Forsberg's 3, and delivers.
Right at the shot clock buzzer.
A
That's a dagger.
34-second possession to deliver that three-pointer. 3.5 minutes and counting to play here in the third. Loose ball, finds Booth. Around it goes. Into the hands of Needham. Needham drives in the lane, turnaround shot, she bangs in the lay-in.
And it's about time somebody else broke the ice.
Anna Needham did not play in the first half, in here in the second, and just a minute or so into her possession on the floor, she bangs home a lay-in. 3 minutes to go here in the third. Bello missed the lay-in, 46-13 Lemonster.
I like that look, though. Work it inside, in and out, in and out.
Calderon gave up the dribble too far away from the basket and lost her balance. Falls to the floor, traveling violation, and the ball will go back to Lemonster.
Fortunately, when you fall, usually you pick up that pivot foot. Doesn't look pretty, but the official has to call it.
Here comes Caldwell for Pompey. Pompey, the drive, gets held. Whistle and a foul called. 2:36 to play here in the third. Booth will end up on the score sheet. Three-game week here this week, 2 games next week on the agenda. Boys game on Tuesday of next week as Leominster plays host to their new rival Westford. It's Westford Academy. That action will be right here inside the gym at Leominster High School. We'll have that for you on Tuesday. And then following that, a little action on Friday as the girls play host to Shrewsbury to round out next week.
We might bring P to that game. Everybody has been asking about him since he came for setup, and now they don't want to talk to me. They just want to talk to P.
Indeed.
That's kind of how that goes, though, right?
I was going to say. Like
Nice
King Leopold, I believe the line goes, he was usurped before his time. King Baudouin, is that the correct run? The lay-in will not go to the floor.
Bunny's becoming a problem here in the third quarter for the Blue Devils.
Held ball, and the arrow says it is Leominster basketball. 2:16 to play here in the third quarter, 47-13 Leominster's advantage. It's Pompey, tried to settle into a shot, and Needham got into her space.
Let the defense get out on her.
Pompey swing, Marois corner, Boulay. Nice job by Pompey, flash down the side of the lane, catch, lay in, good.
We've got another nominee for MVP for Leominster. She's got a team high 11-16. I'll nominate.
I think it's an excellent nomination.
Mark it down.
Nominations are open.
I just closed them. This form is no longer accepting
I was going to say,
responses.
404 link broken. This one's out of play, and the ball will go back the other way. It's Fitchburg basketball.
I liked this form is no longer accepting responses. I didn't even get a laugh out of you.
You get a laugh.
Joined right in.
I was going to say.
This is why I'm not allowed to come to these games anymore.
Back down floor. It's Kitchen. No, Billy and I, if we got our way, you'd be here every night. Loose ball finds its way into the hands of Keenan.
Oh, wow, people are coming.
I was going to say, and the parade begins as Lemansky with the shot in the lane, and it will go. 51-13. Coming up, by the way, in this New England Basketball Hall of Fame ceremony, Tom Mamoni will receive recognition here inside the gym tonight. He was asking me about Madison Lemansky, the freshman, as he coached Lemansky's father in baseball, I believe he said, some years ago. So one of the honorees coming up later on tonight. It is a small world, this North Worcester County community.
Big block by Boulay right there.
Bounce into the baseline. Lemansky tries to tie up Booth. Loose ball now caught with Forsberg, and the fan standing on the baseline had the jump ball.
A lot of officials here tonight.
Indeed there are. Wait till the second game.
Amateur officials.
Here comes Boulay. Up floor, and look out, fifth row finds that one. And the good news is the young lady playing with the Etch-a-Sketch is okay.
Oh, she's adorable.
Yeah, it missed her entirely.
Good.
Cross court, it's Boulay. Boulay with the push shot, back rim, no. Marois
Nice job.
comes out with the rebound. Marois bounce, lay in, floated, and found its way to the bottom of the rim.
And Marois likes that left side of the lane. She was working that in the first half. Pretty good success, gets a bucket right there.
Dribble back to the top of the key. Cross court, find. This is Kitchen.
What I love about Marois' game, she is pesky. She is pesky.
Held ball, arrow, goes the way of the red and gray. Continuing with my conversation with Tom Mamoni, by the way, Tom Mamoni, big fan of RFM and our coverage. Says every time he tunes in the action, enjoys the call here with Bill, Kate, and myself, whether it's on RFM, Leominster TV, 95.1 FM, WLPZ. There's their shout out as well. Football season.
Oh, somebody's up.
Yeah, slow to get up. I believe it's Kitchen, and it is.
Take a minute.
Gets a kind round of applause from the forming up Fitchburg student section.
She doesn't want to come off the court. I'm ready to play. Now she's being subbed out for. coach give her a little break.
Yeah, an opportunity for Coach DiGeronimo to give her a rest
She
to
didn't want
recover.
to come out.
I don't blame
She
her.
was down ready to play defense.
And the freshman Ella Kitchen, you could see, has those raw ingredients that over the next couple of years under Coach Paul DiGeronimo could turn into a really great basketball player. As Rosado can't get the three to go. Loose ball to the top of the key, battled, and time will expire on the third quarter. 53-13, Leominster on top of Fitchburg through 3 in game 1 of our doubleheader here tonight on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. You're going to stick and stay with us between games. There will be a transition from this stream to stream number 2, where you will find action live with the Fitchburg and Leominster boys coming up, as well as leading off that stream, the induction of 17 North Central Massachusetts former basketball athletes, coaches, contributors, and more, who will be inducted into the New England Basketball Hall of Fame as part of their class of 2023.
With some familiar names for Leominster.
Lots of familiar
local.
names.
And looking forward to that.
Indeed. I could see Rick Degnault over talking to assistant coach John Cordio. Rick Degnault here tonight. He will accept on behalf of Mark Degnault, who was a former senior captain here at Leominster and is now the head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder, Bill Thomas. The Thunder tonight are at the Chicago Bulls.
He couldn't get the night off?
Coach Degnault could not make it back home for the presentation, so mom and dad kind enough to come for the presentation tonight.
Hopefully he'll check out the video later on YouTube, wherever he can find it, and see himself being inducted.
Final 8 minutes of this one queued up on the board. And Coach DiGeronimo is taking his time coming out of the huddle. And now as we get ready to begin the final quarter of this game number 1, it'll be Fitchburg basketball inbound from the sideline here. Kitchen will rejoin the action. She needs somebody to inbound, and Kitchen has volunteered to do it herself. If you want something done right, do it yourself. Kitchen will break the inbound for Needham, and away we go with the 4th and final quarter of game number 1. This is Sanchez. The drive got knocked down in traffic. Santiago turnaround. That one won't go, and the rebound for Caldwell. Rosado got it in transition, brings it up the floor.
Oquendo, Billy back on the court.
Lemansky 3 short of the mark, whistles and a foul. It is billed against Lemansky. And so we'll go back to Fitchburg.
Quendo playing with those 4 fouls.
Yes.
This is Sanchez. Down the lane. Tied up, Lemansky, loose ball, Marwa, 3-on-2 if they hurry. It's Marwa down floor, caught the underside of the basket, and the ball will go the other way. Now loose ball rolling.
Right to Marwa.
Indeed, it's Marwa. Got the turnover, finds Rosado. Rosado up and down at the foul line, and that one is a walk, and we'll go back the other way. 7:14 to play here in the 4th.
Got caught in mid-jump.
That's probably a full jump for me. Did I jump? Can you get a piece of paper under it?
How now?
Like the Phil Mickelson of ups.
50 seconds gone by here in the 4th and final quarter of this one. 3 for Santiago. Delivered.
That's Sanchez.
Straight away.
Nope. Santiago, 22.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Occasionally, I've been known to get one right.
Nope, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Marwa down the floor. Finds Boulay. Boulay for Marwa.
Nice collapsing defense there by the Red Raiders.
Marwa's jumper doesn't go. Gorham tied up with Santiago. No, Oquendo, excuse me. And I don't know that they'll be sending each other Christmas
They're
cards
not
anytime
exchanging
soon. But
pleasantries.
it's going to be a physical battle inside. Lemansky down the lane. Push shot goes. And Leominster adds to its lead. Calderon launches, missed. Boulay got inside position for the rebound underneath Needham. scoreboard inside the building, Kate, didn't register that too, but I believe you are correct at 55-16.
Oh, it just went up.
Gorham's lay-in goes, and there it is. Now it is 57-16 the score. 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Needham was listening to Coach DiGeronimo's instruction, got her head around just in time to catch the pass, take the three, got the side rim, and that one rolls out of play. By the way, as the detail grows here inside the gym tonight, 2 members of the Fitchburg police
Oh, that's nice.
also here as well. So we got a rivalry matchup on the security end of things as well, as the police are in the house from both communities.
That's a jurisdictional nightmare.
That's kind of
fantastic.
It's a nice throwback, though, to the way things used to be in this series. Both communities would put their police officers into the rivalry.
Sharing their resources.
Absolutely. And you know they do it on the everyday on their job.
Yep.
Line drive, that one doesn't go. The rebound for Aquendo.
She is out for blood right now, is Aquendo.
She's playing hard.
She is. She is going to sacrifice every bit of her body. And essentially, she's just playing with reckless abandon with that one foul left. But she's phenomenal. I wouldn't mess with her.
You know, you talk about the uniform person. I wouldn't be surprised if there's maybe a handful of ones that you don't even know might be here tonight.
And a long 2 will go. Was that Santiago, Kate? Number was screened.
I think it was 10.
It was
So it's Calderon.
I believe it was Calderon.
Marwa to the elbow for Kitchen.
Oh, don't come
Ball
here.
up in the air, into the living room.
Nice
Comes
save,
Marwa.
Sabina. Nice
Thank
save. Saw that coming.
Indeed.
I put my hand down, but
Abort.
that wasn't going to do
Abort.
any good.
And now she's got room to the left block.
Nice
Takes the
job.
shot and it goes.
Saves our equipment and then comes back for 2.
You imagine Marwa was here at our courtside
Yep.
broadcast position, ends up over there and makes the shot. That's pretty
Great
impressive.
shot.
And the response will go as
I
well.
believe that was Needham.
21, I believe.
Needham, yep.
Yeah, it was Needham. 4:45 to play here in the fourth.
Up and down we go here. Marwa from the left side again.
Yeah, that one will not go, but to the floor. Foul on the rebounding action.
Look who's on the floor again.
Is it Aquendo who gets billed for the
I think it is.
push?
She's going to have a...
No, that was an over the top over her back.
I think she drew the foul.
She drew the foul on
Took
that.
the brunt of the contact.
Yep.
She's going to have some floor burns before this game's over.
Also
Floor
new
knees.
into the game, first trip into the game for the junior Elena Garcia for Leominster, wearing 42 at the top of the key.
That's Lemanski's third foul, team fourth for the Blue Devils.
Joined by Ella Beelan for the Blue Devils. And Rosado gets inside position from that small forward spot for the rebound. Transition up 4 for Boulay. This is Beelan. Beelan for Gorham. Long 2, and she bangs it off the glass and in. Leominster eclipses the 60 mark at 61-20.
Gorham had some nice contributions tonight for the Blue Devils. We're hearing some new names out there making it onto the stat sheet.
And she brings something as they go to the floor on the tie-up. Calderon tied up in that case with a couple of Blue Devils. Gorham brings something to this Blue Devil team that perhaps they have not had, and that is a physical presence in the post. She is going to use those 5 fouls liberally in her time in the game, but it's going to establish a little bit of a physical presence as that long 2 will go for Calderon.
She's been tremendous tonight for this Red Raider team.
At the
quietly
3:50
wrapping
mark
up.
of the fourth, it is a walk on Gorham, and the ball goes back the other way.
She's feisty.
Sub coming into the game, Lemansky returns for Boulay. And Leominster's upperclassmen are off the floor. And here's the dribble. Set up a Needham long 3. Long on the mark, battle for the rebound, out of play.
A couple of Blue Devils colliding over there. They are going to retain possession.
Indeed they are. And it's a corner stack for Rosado, and she was all alone. Garcia's got to come down to catch the inbound and then give it right back to Rosado. Final 3.5 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Remember, coming up at the buzzer of this one, Kate has got your stats as Gorham walked. She
Again.
stepped into the lay-in. The whole basket and the ball will go the other way. Kate will have your final stats to wrap up this one. We will quickly get you to the finish of this broadcast. A quick break. We'll reset things, come right back. You pick up the stream on the same smart-enabled device in the same website that you're enjoying it on. Whether it's YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch, you pick your favorite digital media app, and the action will continue for you. The New England Basketball Hall of Fame ceremony comes up first. Immediately and hot on its heels will be the matchup between Leominster and Fitchburg's boys teams coming up.
The boys team's already lined up. They're going to be there in a minute.
Indeed they are. As a 3 will go down for Beelan.
Her first points of the night.
3 minutes and counting to play here in the fourth quarter.
Do they know there's a presentation between games?
Communications, not always our strong suit, is Lemansky with the steal. Lemansky one-on-one down floor for Santiago. Shot bothered, Rosado follows and cleans it up.
That's the way to trail the play. Don't give up. Look for that offensive rebound, get that putback.
This one banged home by Santiago. That was a deep three.
NBA three right there.
That was volleyball restraining line distance and launched that one home.
Dang.
Woo. Coach DiGeronimo would like to see another couple of passes, but the 3 counts nonetheless. As the ball goes out of play, Garcia gave chase, and the ball will go back the other way, and now Coach DiGeronimo says timeout. 2:23 to play in the fourth quarter, 66-25. Leominster over Fitchburg. I think it's fair to say as we open up the nominations for MVPs of this game, thanks to the New England Basketball Hall of Fame, I think we've got our solution here that
Do they need us to write these
that
down?
will work. Well, you know, the announcer will need to know. Oh, wait a minute, there's only one of those tonight.
Hey, I did some play-by-play in the third
You did.
quarter.
You did. Hey,
So
do you
start.
want to host this
Nope.
thing? Yeah, okay.
No.
2:23 to play in the
Careful
fourth.
what you wish for over there.
I was going to say, you want the job.
No, I don't.
Trust me, more people will be happy to hear your dulcet tones than mine.
Is there anyone out there
The
listening
boys-
that would like the
The
job?
boys really are lined up for their game.
They're ready to come out.
They're going to get an awful surprise 20 minutes into when I have to talk. They'll put it to you that way.
God, I hope they don't
Well,
come
I think
out.
they're going to warm up in the background. That's what they're thinking.
I
probably.
hope not.
There are many thoughts to be had. That's not one of them. And I've seen what is to come. 2:23 to play in the fourth, 66-25. Leominster on top of Fitchburg. 17 inductees to the New England Basketball Hall of Fame coming up between games and on the Game 2 feed that comes up at the conclusion
And I'm sure,
of this one.
I'm sure you're going to have kind words about all 17 of them too, Todd.
Only some of which I wrote. Some ghost writers for me tonight. Dan Doyle, the New England Basketball Hall of Fame. Also, Coach John Cordier in the background as well, using their many years of experience. 2:19 and counting to play here in the fourth quarter. Here's the cross in the corner. Kick back, little fake Santiago. Santiago cross court, finds Needham. Needham, couple of jab steps, now drives the baseline. Shot is up and misses the mark. But the foul is called. And it should send Needham to the line to shoot 2. And indeed it will.
Foul on Garcia.
Her first team fifth.
And the first one goes down for the junior Needham. Pulls it to a 40-point basketball game at 66-26. Second one off the mark, Gorham the rebound, but there is whistles. The rim was missed.
Yeah, rim violation.
And
right
so
there.
they're going to have to reset on the baseline.
Don't see that very often.
Nope. Coach DiGeronimo exchanged a humorous comment with Bill Goslin, and down floor comes the action from right to left. And Leominster will begin the process of trying to cycle and dribble this one out. Gorham, little push from behind. Gorham in space. Might have tucked that one football style.
Oh.
Loose ball into the fans on the end line.
She was going for that first down right there.
Indeed.
I like her energy though. Even though she got billed for a couple of travels, she's going to have some moves around the basket, and I certainly hope she doesn't give up on working on that.
1:40 and counting to play here in the fourth. Calderon, cross court, finds Kitchen, loose ball Needham. Needham with the right-hand dribble, fires up and makes a great pass to Santiago. Santiago slings it back looking for Kitchen. That'll be out of her reach. And now it's a run for the basketball, and it's an over and back violation.
Yeah, you don't want the Lady Blue Devil to catch up with that. Get a free run at the basket. Good job right there by Kitchen, just stopping the action.
Referee Bill Goslin says foul line extended for that inbound. The swing back and forth continues as Leominster will use up the 35-second shot clock. This one will not go. Loose ball and a whistle here. Foul on the rebounding action. It will go back to Fitchburg. Leominster gets whistled for the foul.
That's team 6, Caldwell's second.
And here's the dribble coming up floor with Calderon, which will break to our streaming viewers. Calderon will be our Fitchburg MVP tonight if we get the say. The shot goes for Kitchen, and a three-point basket falls for the Red Raiders as we go under a minute.
Tell you, second half, Kitchen's really made her presence known. Both ends of the court, just real scrappy play here.
Cycling the basketball back and forth goes Leominster, about a 20-second differential, shot clock to game clock. Foul line, Gorham shifted the feet, and the ball will go back to Fitchburg.
She's gonna have to work on that
She'll
one.
learn.
Nope.
Put the ball on the floor, and pick the pivot foot up.
That is correct. And here's Calderon.
When you're gonna see it called consistently here, it may not be being consistently called.
That might
At
not
other
be called,
levels.
in fact.
Calderon comes up with the loose ball and pushes it in.
Nice job staying with it right there. Finding a way to the basket.
Team high 17 points for Calderon.
Shot clock off, final seconds of the game.
Final 10 seconds here. Red Raiders, to me, looking for a chance to get up, maybe get the ball, and perhaps half this lead. It's Gorham, gets fouled, basket good, and that will be the flourish on this one for Leominster.
And I was glad to see Gorham get one of those. They never gave up on feeding her on that low block, and finally pays off for her.
Santiago's first, team 4th.
We're talking about a freshman here that I'm seeing a lot of potential, Todd.
Who's the guy with the trophy?
That would be the, I believe that is Dan Doyle. Oh no, sorry, that is Tom Mamoni, who will be, I believe, presenting the MVP.
Gorham hits that.
And there's the inbound. Calderon will dribble it out. And the teams will shake hands. This one is in the books. Leominster takes game 1 of the rivalry doubleheader, 69-31. The final score here inside the gym tonight. Leominster's overall record will level at 4-4. Fitchburg will fall to 1-7. Kate doing some quick final math here. Bill Thomas, chance for you for a quick final word.
Well, I tell you, Blue Devils came out firing threes in that first quarter and never looked back. I really not much else to say.
And Kate,
Ready
is the
when you are.
calculus ready? Kate is
You want
ready.
me to say more?
Final stats.
And I'm going to say best night of shooting threes. I think we've seen not just this year, but any Lady Blue Devils game.
All right, let's go through those final stats. First, on the Red Raiders side of the ball, team totals 16 rebounds, 1 steal, 31 turnovers for the Red Raiders. Calderon with a team high 17 points. She'll be your Red Raider MVP in this girls matchup. Kitchen with 3 points, Needham with 5. Santiago with 5
Kate,
as well.
I'm trying to get the mics in the right
you're
order
good.
here. Thank you.
On the Blue
Continue.
Devils side of the ball, team totals 23 rebounds, 7 steals, 25 turnovers. Individual notable statistics for the Blue Devils: Caldwell ends her night with 9 points, Rosado with 5, Marwa with 8, Keenan with 7, Beelan with 3, Forsberg with 3, Gorham with 9, Lemansky with 6, and Pompey is going to end her night with 16 points. That is a team high and Leominster's MVP on the evening. Todd?
Fans, please stand by. We've got an MVP presentation by the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame to a player from each of these 2 competing institutions. Making the presentations on behalf of the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, Dan Doyle and Tom Mamoni.
Fitchburg Red Raiders. MVP for tonight's game, Gianna Calderon.
Calderon had a team-high 17 points for the Red Raiders.
And representing the Leominster Blue Devils, Juliana Pompey.
Pompey, team-high 16 points for the Blue Devils. 5 of 8 from the line this evening was Pompey.
Fans, please stand by. The New England Basketball Hall of Fame ceremony will take place in a matter of moments.
We thank those of you who have been joining us tonight here on RFM and Leominster TV. Game number 1 in the books. Leominster, a 69-31 win over Fitchburg. Blue Devils now 4-4. Fitchburg now 1-7. For those of you joining us on Leominster TV or with us live on RFM, thank you so much for joining us. For Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, I am Todd Robbins. Remember, stream for this game is about to be brought to an end. Second stream will begin almost right away. Just go back into your favorite device, whether it's YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch. Click on the live feed for the boys basketball game, the Hall of Fame presentation, and Leominster Fitchburg boys follow. All that as we continue tonight here on RFM. You're watching high school basketball right here on RFM.
LTV Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors. MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com.